Welcome to episode 19 of Film Fanatics. Just like last week, we said we were going to do a Harry Potter episode.
Yeah.
So we're doing a fun few listing type of Harry Potter things. Completely omitting anything to do with the Fantastic Beasts crap.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But we are going to be focusing on our top 10 characters. We're going to be doing ranking the movies, and then we're going to do a fun little list of talking about our top 5 spells. Shells, that was...
Top 5 shells.
Top 5 shells.
Red shell, blue shell, green shell. Spiny
Koopa.
shell.
Koopa shell.
I can't. There's that one creature that has like a...
Creature.
It has like a spiky reddish. It's like a different...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to be starting with the movies, and then we'll be ending with the characters. So the spells will be right in between, and that's more of just a fun little list that we'll probably breeze through pretty quickly. Alrighty. And as always, if you're liking the content, please leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends, and comment down below what Harry Potter movie is your favorite. Or which one is your least favorite? Either
Rank
one.
them all. How about that?
Or that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into this. And do you want to start or?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I think I like them all. I don't dislike any of the movies, but I think that the weakest one is probably, well, I shouldn't say probably because I have a list. I think the weakest one is Chamber of Secrets.
I agree.
Okay.
For sure. I think it's the most forgettable.
It's the longest of all of them.
Which is kind of crazy.
It's very bloated.
I think it's, honestly, that is the only one I don't like.
I definitely like it. It's
Like,
like 2 hours and 40 minutes, though. It's a long movie.
That's kind of crazy. No, I just, there's a lot of stupid decisions in that movie.
Like what?
Well, for one, the I am Lord Voldemort thing is really silly.
It's how Marvel.
The fact that the basilisk is just fucking traveling through the walls.
Yeah, I don't.
And then it's actually this fucking massive thing, and I'm like...
Yeah, the pipes. Like, how fucking wide are the pipes, bro?
Yeah, and then Moaning Myrtle...
She's kind of funny.
She's funny, but, like, the fact that she's like, yeah, there's a snake. You're like, alright.
What?
No, like, she... like,
what?
Like, she's essentially like, yeah, no, I've seen it.
It's what killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that, like, that reveal is cool, but, like, it's also like, they go around in circles trying to figure this out, even though they could have just, I don't know, I feel like signs were pointing to it, like, being real, even though they're like, oh, does anyone know if the Chamber of Secrets is real? Like, the whole movie.
Well, that's kind of like a theme throughout all the movies where, like, Harry knows something that other people, like, deny.
Yeah, and
that's
this
kind of
one...
just, like, a theme throughout the series.
Which that's, like, fine, but, like, in this movie, it bothered me. Probably because it was so bloated. Like, it was a very long runtime.
Yeah, it should have been condensed. Like, some of the stuff just... Like, some of the scenes that come to mind are, like, the one where they're doing, like, the dueling club. And him and Malfoy are just, like, hitting each other with spells. And then he talks to the snake. It's just, like, all of that. It's just, like, an example of a scene where it's just, like, what was the point of that?
Well, the snake thing makes kind of sense. But also, not... Actually, no. Because they do a snake scene in a different movie.
I guess it was like outing Harry to everyone that he could talk to snakes. I don't know. Just building him up as like the villain, maybe. It's just the whole movie is just bloated. I actually really like the beginning. I love the stuff with the Dursleys in the first few movies.
Yeah, it's really funny.
They save him with the flying car, and then they do like the flu powder and dog and I like all that. And I love Lucius Malfoy. All the stuff with him.
Yeah, no,
the second movie is his best movie.
Yeah, this is definitely his best movie. And he becomes kind of like just a goon.
It's so funny when he like tries to kill Harry at the end. It's like so funny.
He's the only guy in the entirety of the series that went "Ah," when saying the
And
fucking
when
killing
he's talking
curse.
to Arthur in the shop, oh my god, it's brutal.
Yeah, so like he's definitely a really great
In the
bright
book-
spot, and obviously also Dobby's cool.
In the book, like I think like Arthur like pushes him and like bookshelves get like knocked over and shit.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a brawl between the two of them. In the movie, Arthur just takes it like a fucking little
Like
boy.
a little bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like there's some things I like. It's just the stuff I do like are far like separated. So I guess it's not that I don't like this movie. It's that it's mid. It's very mid
See, I think,
compared to everything
well,
else.
I think all the Harry Potter movies are better than mid.
Well, that's good. I don't. This is the only one. Everything
Like, I
else is
still
either
enjoy
good,
this movie.
great, amazing, or perfect.
I still enjoy this movie when I watch it. I love Dobby. Love Dobby.
Harry gave Dobby a song.
I feel like he somehow looks better in this movie than he does in like the Deathly Hallows Part 1, which is like a decade after. Somehow I feel like the CGI looks worse. Doesn't really make any sense.
Slightly. I don't think it's really egregious. You know?
No, it's not egregious, but I feel like he looks noticeably worse 10 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm kind of sick of talking about this movie.
Well, we didn't really discuss many positives. Do you have none? I like Gilderoy Lockhart. I think he's really funny, entertaining.
Yeah. No, I gave a positive. I said I like Dobby and Lucius.
That's just stuff that I said.
But I agreed.
Well, how
Actually,
about
no, you didn't say Dobby. I said Dobby first, and you agree with me.
That's not true.
That is true. Let's run back the tape.
That's not true. Give me something you like about the movie that hasn't been said yet.
I like Christopher Columbus's style. He directs very
He's really good for the first two movies because it's got like a youthful charm.
And he does well with that.
Yeah. I'm glad that they move away from him in the later movies because
because the whimsical, youthful,
the feel,
like what you're saying,
it
the
has
charm,
to change.
it definitely needs a drastic change.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's just like I like darker movies, and that's what it comes down to.
Well, this movie is dark.
But it's still
It's very dark, actually.
But like
You got people getting paralyzed, moaning Myrtle got killed. Voldemort is like setting a snake on people.
here's I am.
Yeah, I am. Tom Marvolo. That shit's cool too, the flashback with the diary.
Yeah. See, like I said,
The guy who played Tom Riddle-
It mostly is from like the runtime of the movie.
The guy who played Tom Riddle in this movie I liked better than the one in Half-Blood Prince.
I agree.
Yeah.
Man, if you want to go over more positives, go
He
ahead.
captured like the...
I like the third act,
I thought he captured...
other than the stupidity of the
Of the what?
fucking I am Lord Voldemort.
Oh, bro,
And also the
I always-
convenience of the fucking sword of Gryffindor.
I think of him like holding the sword, like swinging it around like a spaz. That like it looks
Yes.
really funny.
It's very like everything with the
That
snake.
scene should not have made it into the movie when he's just swinging like a spaz. Like they should have.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Everything with the basilisk sucks.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah, but
It's all practical. You appreciate that.
I do appreciate that. But like other than the basilisk like tooth being a Horcrux later on.
And Fox, the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, the Phoenix is cool.
Yeah.
I always like the Phoenix. We didn't get enough.
How
Phoenix.
about the part where Gilderoy uses Ron's wand so it casts back on himself and he loses all his memory, and then Ron hits him in the head with a rock?
That's pretty funny.
I thought that was very funny.
This is also one of the this is one of the stronger movies for Ron. Because Ron early on
gets
a lot of stuff to do, and then later on he starts to become more and more just a background character.
I don't really think he becomes
Except
a
in
character.
part one.
Oh, you mean throughout the series?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what
you
I'm
were
talking
about. This
no,
movie.
no, I'm talking about in the beginning of this movie series, he gets a lot to do, and then slowly but surely, he just kind of becomes less and less important to the story until Deathly Hallows. Then he's back to being important.
I don't even think it's. I think it's just it becomes more about Harry, doing things more independently.
But also, Hermione gets a lot to do still throughout.
I mean, in Order of the Phoenix, yeah, but not really in Goblet of Fire or Half-Blood Prince.
Well, Goblet of Fire, that's a lot of stuff to do. And they don't have time.
All right, well, then let's just focus on this movie.
I mean, I'm done with this movie.
There was something else I wanted to say, but now you're distracting me. Oh yeah, I wanted to say, Ron is more prevalent in this movie too because Hermione turns herself into a cat and then gets paralyzed, so she kind of gets sidelined for half the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Fucking hell.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Number 7.
Sorcerer's Stone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you got both Chris Columbus back to back. Okay.
I do.
Go ahead and talk.
Mine
is different.
I watched this movie series from the beginning the first time. I didn't start in the middle or something. You know, how some people would start watching one on TV maybe, and that's how they get into it. I watched the first one first, and I still like it a lot. Like I said, I like every movie in the series. It's just, it's a kid's movie. The movies become very mature, and this movie's not. And the kid acting is a little jarring in this movie. They get a lot better. And this is the worst for pretty much all of them. I think of... He's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't! That shit's hilarious. But I'm laughing at it. The CG on the dog does not hold up at all.
Yeah,
looks bad.
I like Fluffy.
Looks really bad. I do love, I will give a 10 out of 10 to the beginning portion of the movie.
Everything, introduction to Hogwarts and everything. Yeah.
Everything up until
the stuff with the letters.
Yeah,
Hagrid being boom, and just getting into. I don't know why they go to a random lighthouse in the middle of the fucking nowhere.
It's so bizarre. It's just what? And then
Hagrid, that's a bit strange.
Hagrid fucking curls up the
Did you not get the letters?
And then he's like, oh, I love when he sees Dudley and he thinks he's Harry. He's like, you're a bit more round. What the fuck does he say? He says, you're a bit wider, particularly round the middle. He's like,
or a car crash.
A car crash. It's an outrage. Yeah, I love Hagrid. And then Hagrid just dips. He's he takes him to the fucking the train station. Then he just disappears. Harry looks down at the ticket and he looks up at Hagrid's just fucking gone. Thanks, bro.
Or Harry realizing that he's actually loaded.
Yeah.
That's a good scene.
I mean, the movie is timeless in one hand, but on the other hand, it's also dated. But yeah, the kid acting and the overall just campy feel. Even at the end when you're watching the face off against Professor Quirrell, it's goofy.
Yeah.
Professor Quirrell is so goofy.
I think it's crazy that they allowed
It's so funny. Harry's just standing there, and Quirrell's asking Voldemort what to do, and he's use the boy. And then he's just come here, Potter! Now! And he just yells, and then Harry's just well, okay. He just walks right up to him. It's shit like that. It's just this is silly.
I think it's crazy that they made their main villain wear a turban. literally right. That movie came out like pretty closely right after 9/11.
Well, I mean, they describe how the character looks, and
I know, but it's so wild that like just the circumstance of the release of that movie and the main villain wearing a turban.
Actually, was that movie in 2002 or 2000?
2001.
2001.
Pretty sure it's 2001.
Stone. No. What? Synonym? No. Stone. 2001. Well, that means that they shot the movie before 9/11.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm just saying the
November 16th, so it came out like a month after 9/11.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really, I don't, I don't really have any comment on that. I guess if you think it's wild, that's fine.
No, I just thought it was an interesting fact. like that's wild.
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff, and it's just like it's an introduction to the world. I just think that the first two are the weakest because of the acting and the goofiness of it all. So, and that doesn't make them less rewatchable to me at all. But it's just like, I find myself laughing at things that I'm not necessarily supposed to be laughing at.
That's fair.
And I think that's, like, the Chamber of Secrets, I don't think that happens as much. It's more in the Sorcerer's Stone, where it's just like, that's funny, and it probably shouldn't be. Mostly pertaining to the acting, and even, like I said, with the direction, like some of that shit, like the "Come Here, Potter, now," and then he just like walks up, like it's funny. It's like, well, I remember the Cosmonaut guy. He made fun of that too in his thing.
Dude, I love Cosmonaut Variety Hour is so good.
So
he's one of my favorite movie review channels.
Yeah, so those are my thoughts mostly on the Sorcerer's Stone. I do have some positives, but I guess we can talk more about those when you go. Because you're gonna have it higher on your list.
Yeah. Well, my number 7 is going to be the Half-Blood Prince.
That's my 6.
Nice. My 6 is Sorcerer's Stone.
Ah.
Well, we'll get there. So for me, this movie, once again, I only think Chamber of Secrets is the only mid movie. Mm-hmm. So this begins the good.
Yeah, there's a lot of great in this movie.
So there's also a lot of missed opportunity. Because I hear
pertaining mostly to like the Ginny relationship, for me, doesn't work at all.
Bro, that is the biggest flaw of the entire franchise.
Yeah,
is that I don't buy
it. I don't want to buy it.
They don't have chemistry.
No,
the actors just don't.
Yeah,
it is what it is. However, though, the Snape stuff is so good.
I feel like
Snape is
everything outside of the Ginny, like, I don't care about any of that. And then even like Ron, his whole love triangle bullshit, I don't even care about that as much. It's kind of funny, like particularly the love potion part, where he's just like, he falls in love with that other girl that Harry was supposed to eat the chocolate or whatever.
That shit was funny.
And I love all the stuff with Slughorn too, especially later on in the movie when he gets the memory. That really whole sequence is amazing with Hagrid, and they're like drunk, and then he like tells him the story about the fish that his mom got him. Like it was like a lily petal.
Yep.
And it like went to the bottom of the bowl and then it turned into a fish. It's all really cool.
And also, I liked Dumbledore and Harry. Essentially, it's a fetch quest of them going after the Horcrux.
Yeah.
And I love the scene when he's like, I don't want to drink anymore. And he goes, you have to. And that whole scene, fucking awesome. Tensions rising crazily,
like, before they
and then he does a giant fucking like fire tornado shit.
Yeah, before they go, like Dumbledore gives him like a quick rundown. He's like, if I tell you to run, run. If I tell you to leave me to die, leave me to die. It's like, this is fucked. And then it's like you start to see Dumbledore's mortality, where it's like, it's still shocking when he does die, but it's like, I guess more in retrospect, it feels like not that it's foreshadowed, but that you could see it coming. Where it's just like
The entire movie,
Yeah.
he was set up
like
to die, for sure.
His hand is cursed, and his general willingness to like put himself into harm's way. Yeah.
Like, it really did feel like a penultimate movie where we're getting to the finale.
Yeah. But it didn't feel like setup.
No, it just felt like an organic just piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of my, I think it's good, but my big flaw of the movie is we needed more from the backstory with Voldemort.
I would have loved more. And
There
there is more. There's so much more.
I know.
They just didn't give it to us in the movie.
I heard about, like, all the other, like, memories and stuff, and I'm like, shit, man.
Yeah.
That sounds so much better than the ones they chose.
Well, the ones that they chose were important.
Yeah, but, like, there's other really important shit that they were just like, we don't have time. And I'm like, really?
Well, a lot of it is just, like, backstory and, like, depth to the story of
Yeah, but that shit's awesome.
And it's, like, really interesting and cool.
Yeah.
It's
just like the stuff with the Marauders. Like, I would have loved to see more.
Yeah, well, it's like
of
I think that Half-Blood Prince is one of the movies that you could have justified making longer. It's like Chamber of Secrets is the second shortest book and it's the longest movie. That's a problem.
Yeah, isn't the Half-Blood Prince like the second longest?
I think Order of the Phoenix is the longest book, and I
thought
think
it was Goblet of Fire.
I think Goblet of Fire is the second longest.
Oh, okay, so it's third. Half-Blood would be third then, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. But like, make it longer. You already made a long ass movie.
I have a copy of every book. Order of the Phoenix is like this thick. It's like crazy.
It's a fucking big book. But yeah, no. Half-Blood Prince. I do love that movie. It's a good movie. It's a fun. I don't dread rewatching.
No, I have two big criticisms.
In fact,
Ginny and the filter. It's too dull. Like, I understand why it's there, and it's in other movies too. But this movie is easily the dullest of them all, and it's too much. It's like gray. It's like gray.
Yeah, gray. I agree.
Yeah,
it's very gray. And I don't know why.
And clearly, even they've agreed because. Come back to Deathly Hallows Part 1.
It's no longer too gray. It's still dark.
It's still saturated, but it's not...
Or desaturated.
Whatever. You know what I mean. But it's not as bad.
Yes.
So it works better. Mm-hmm. It's just like, fuck, it just looks ugly.
Yeah.
And it's like that the whole movie.
I agree.
And I know it's conveying like the darkening tone of the world.
Yeah, but you don't have to make it gray.
But it's like, it's just too much.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to add to that?
On the positive side, I do love the Slughorn character and like the Slug Club stuff. Snape is amazing. The scene with Draco where they're fighting in the bathroom and he like kills Draco. Remember that? Mm-hmm. That's like sick. Yeah, how did Snape invent his own spell? I would like to. That's one of those things where it's like if you ask JK, she'd probably just be like, I'll get back to you on that. And then she'd make up some bullshit.
And post it on Twitter.
Like, how does that even... How does some guy just invent his own spell? I don't know.
Hey, it can happen.
But I do love learning more about Snape.
Snape gets a lot of great development. Draco gets a lot of great development. And up until this point, he was mostly just a bully.
Yeah, in this movie, he feels like evil. But it's like at the same time you see the conflict in him.
And I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And then
Tom Felton really came into his own in this movie.
Yeah, he was good.
For sure. It's good. It's a good movie.
So, let's go back. So, Chamber of Secrets, what would you give it out of 10?
Like a 6.
I think I'd give it like 7.5. Sorcerer's Stone, I'd probably also give like a 7.5. Half-Blood Prince, I'd probably give an 8 out of 10.
Half-Blood Prince, I'd give like a 7.5.
Okay.
And then Sorcerer's Stone, I'm giving an 8.
Okay, let's talk about that now.
Yeah, Sorcerer's Stone. That is a movie that it's just fun. It's just a fun watch.
It is fun.
I have a lot of fun revisiting that movie. However, it's like the reason it's up against like over Half Blood Prince is because it's not so depressing.
No, it's not. It's not really depressing at all for the most part. There are a few moments, like when Harry's looking in the mirror. It's like sad.
Yeah, but like it's just a happy movie. It's like
As far as Harry Potter goes, it's like as
Yeah.
happy as it gets. Yeah.
yeah. Where Half Blood Prince it can get a bit much on the depressing side.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Outside of like
and that's the difference. It's
the liquid luck sequence is like the only portion where there's like happiness.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing I want to comment on Half-Blood Prince that I don't like as well is that scene in the middle where they just like the Death Eaters, they just like attack the Weasley house, and that's not in the books at all. They just make it up for the movie. It's just like retarded.
Yeah, but it was fun. I don't know.
That whole sequence doesn't really work for me.
I like Bellatrix.
That's fine.
Yeah. Spoilers. I like Bellatrix. So anything that I get, any extra that I get from her,
You know what
game.
Bellatrix feels like she's fucking straight out of? Tim Burton film.
Well, that's because she works with Tim Burton quite a lot. That actress.
I'm not even saying because the actress. I'm saying because of the way she looks and the way she acts. The character.
So you don't like the character?
I get Tim Burton vibes from the character.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me.
But she is intended to be someone who makes the audience feel uncomfortable. So it's
And over the top. And, you filthy.
And I do love
filthy my blood.
She's like, Longbottom, is it? How's mom and dad?
It's so fucked. It's so good. All right, well.
They don't really touch on that either. His parents aren't dead.
No, just psychologically broken.
Yeah.
Which is almost worse.
Yeah. That's right. Sirius actually says it at one point. He says his parents suffered a fate worse than death. But that's like the extent to which they discuss it.
Yeah, obviously they go more in depth with the book, but
yeah, I think in the books like Harry goes with Neville to visit his parents or something.
Yeah, that's a really tough scene. But also in the book, they especially with the Order of the Phoenix, they play with the fact in the prophecy that it could either be Harry or
it could have
Neville.
been Neville because he's born at the end of July and all that, blah, blah.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. We're focusing on movies here. I haven't read any books.
You haven't?
No.
I read them all in like middle school.
You know me.
I gotta read them again.
I'm a big movie guy. I was never.
I'm
a
not
big
much
book
of
guy.
a reader myself, but I read the Percy Jackson.
I read
Harry
Percy
Potter.
Jackson.
I
That's
gotta
the deal.
reread these books because they're just so damn good.
But yeah, with Sorcerer's Stone, sure the CGI is dated.
Yeah,
however,
the
it doesn't.
troll
It doesn't
also.
bother me.
And that whole scene with the troll is really goofy too.
It's fun. It's just fun. Like I have a fun time. I don't watch that movie and I'm like, this sucks. Like I don't have a frown on my face at all. I'm just like, this is fun.
I don't have a frown on my face.
No, I'm just saying like
It is fun.
Like that's it. I love the chess scene. I think that's awesome. That made me like get really into chess after I saw that scene.
You know what
and
doesn't?
me and my grandpa would always fucking play.
It doesn't make sense to me that like when they all get in trouble, their punishment is that they have to go into the Forbidden Forest with Hagrid. It doesn't make any sense.
That's pretty crazy.
Why would they send first years into the Forbidden Forest? I don't care if they're with Hagrid.
That's pretty wild.
Doesn't make any sense.
Hagrid, this is a great movie for Hagrid.
Yeah, the first movie is probably like Hagrid's best movie, just because he gets the most screen time, he gets the most to do.
Yeah.
He's like actually like a main character in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the second movie.
Also, everything in the beginning is like we were saying, it's so good. And then also the fact that like Harry is low-key a little greedy fuck. He's like, I'll buy it a lot. Like, that's so funny.
I don't think that's greedy. It's just like this kid's never had fucking money to do shit before. He's hungry. Look at how skinny he is. He doesn't get to eat much like in the name of like many sweets.
Also, this is the movie that
like,
is
we'll take the lot.
This is the movie that is the least grounded out of all of them. Because they really step it up into the whimsical nature. Even like when you're in like the normal world, like the fact that they go, like I said, go to the lighthouse is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it just
Vernon just running out some random lighthouse in the middle of the ocean.
yeah.
All because he doesn't want Harry to
go to school.
Like, wouldn't they want to get rid of him? They seem like they want to get rid of him. Like,
yeah.
wouldn't they jump on the
like,
opportunity?
But like that stuff, like it's so fun.
Oh,
The fact that it's so like
it is
mystical and weird and wacky, but like it builds out this really great world.
Yeah.
That's why I love it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's an 8 out of 10, and why it's number 6. Let's go to number 5.
My number 5 is Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Same here.
Wow. How about it?
How about that? I'd give this an 8.5.
I'd probably give this an 8 as well.
8?
Well, I guess
this movie is overhated.
Yeah, I think
people are very
some people
critical
don't
on
like
this
this movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's great.
Sure.
I think they're all pretty much
is
great, honestly.
the most bleak
Well, it's
out of all of them, but it makes sense in the context because this is war times.
yeah, it's just like character building at its finest, really.
Yeah, and sure, is it slow paced? Yeah, but
I don't mind that at all.
But like you went through all these movies without like the core 3 really being together, like a whole movie.
We spend a lot of time together.
No, they do, but like it's been a while without like just those 3
Yeah, I mean,
being together and then showing their dynamic like as adults at this point.
And like them as actors too, like how far they come.
Mm-hmm. So this movie was special, and
Yeah,
also
there has
the
to do
third
a lot
act.
in this movie.
Holy shit!
Well,
the third act is great.
I love the opening sequence, like Voldemort's round table, and then like the 7 Harrys or whatever. I love all that.
That's all good.
It gets a little weaker when they go to the Ministry. It's kind of fun when they see Umbridge again, and they get the locket, but it gets a little weird, and then like Ron gets splinched, I think they call it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
They kind of do a bad job of explaining why they can't go back to the Black House. And the Yaxley character doesn't really get used very well, I don't think. Just kind of like thrown in out of nowhere, and then they act like he's an established character, which he's not, and then you just never see him again. They could have handled him better. But then, after that, it's just great.
See, like I don't, none of that bothers me.
No?
No.
I have some issues with like the whole Ministry section, but it's not that long.
Yeah, like I understand where you're coming from. I get the criticism. Never bothered me. Even on first watch. And also, this is a movie that on every rewatch I like more. Because when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, it was fine. And then I watched it again, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty great. Yeah. So I'm like, you know.
I do wish there was more Voldemort
enjoying
in the movie.
Yeah, but we get so much Voldemort in the next. So I get it. That this, you spend time with your core characters and then build out more character development and go through that in a slower pace, and then them hunting down the Horcruxes, and also that giant snake scene in the house. That was really fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't understand how the snake turned into a woman, but I don't know. Apparently the snake is like a woman in the stupid movies.
Yeah.
Which I can't with that. I can't with those stupid fucking Fantastic Beasts movies.
But like I was saying before, the third act is one of the strongest third acts.
Yeah.
Like everything at the house. Bellatrix really being sadistic and like kind of like torturing and fucking with Hermione is like, whoa, this is We went from like
Shite
it's
Girl.
crazy seeing that progression, getting here and then like
Yeah, then go
if
back
you
and
go
watch
to-
the first
yeah,
movie.
watch it, you're like, how the fuck did this happen? And
Yeah.
it makes sense and it's so good and it's
Yeah.
earned.
Yeah.
And then Dobby's death, it's like, it's
it's
so
rough.
crazy.
Harry's like, we're safe, we're all safe, and
And
then he
Dobby's-
like turns around, and Dobby's like holding the
Heartbreaking.
fucking knife, the dagger, whatever it is.
It's great. It's good stuff. It's just all good. Fun stuff.
Why couldn't it have fucking hit that stupid goblin? God.
Yeah. Next. Number 4.
Goblet of Fire.
Same.
Bro, we got like the same list practically. It was wild.
This is also one that is overhated, but I understand it.
This one's hated?
Yeah, because it deviates heavy from the book, is from what I hear. Like, they omit a lot of stuff. They omit the fact that it was supposed to be...
Well, they have, like I told you, it's the second longest book. They have to omit a lot of shit.
Yeah, but also, isn't this one of the shortest movies?
I'm not exactly sure. But
Pretty sure it's only a little over 2 hours. Which is crazy to say. It's one of the shorter movies.
Goblet of Fire, 2 hour, 42 minute.
Oh, wow.
So that would probably make it the second longest. I thought Chamber of Secrets was 2 hours and 42 minutes or something. 2 at 42. Oh, shit. So they're tied.
Oh, wow. Now I'm talking about ass.
Wow, so this movie's just as long. Yeah, you're talking out of your...
Yeah.
Straight out of your ass.
But, like, from...
Order of the Phoenix is 2 hours, 18.
Because I watched a video recently of someone saying of, like, all the deviations from the book from this movie.
Was this the book where Hermione starts, like, leading the group that's, like, helping the fucking house elf slaves? That's, like, a big thing in the books. There's, like,
I think so, yeah.
Hermione, like, is, like, trying to get justice for the house elves. Does not happen in the movies at all.
No.
Which I'm fine with. Because it's just, like, that would just bloat them with a less interesting plot line.
But I'm pretty sure the big difference that people keep talking about is the fact that the Barty Crouch stuff, it's supposed to be like a mystery with Junior, you know, going...
Well,
like
there's a reveal in the book.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like who is this guy, rather than like, oh no, we know him, we just don't know his name.
Well, Harry sees in the book. The book starts the same way as the movie, with like the Harry like sees the dream of like the caretaker guy, and he sees Barty Crouch. He just doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like stuff I've heard from other people. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, maybe in the book you can't recognize his face, so you don't know that it's the same guy. Because Harry never sees him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we as the audience in a movie, we can just recognize his face.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe they're talking about like the scene where they look into the pensieve and then they see like the trial scene.
Yeah.
That might happen later in the book, or maybe it doesn't. I think it does happen in the book.
Because like I said, it doesn't bother me, but I was saying that's like a big deviation, I guess, from the book from this.
Okay.
I don't really know.
I mean, I read the
don't
book
really
so
care.
long ago. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I have a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, me too.
And also, I always laugh when I see the meme that says, Dumbledore says softly, "Did you put the name
Yeah.
in the goblet of fire?"
In the movie, he like
Did you
grabs.
put your name in the goblet of fire?
He doesn't just do that. He like grabs.
Yeah,
him.
he's like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like,
really
whoa.
fucking. I'm like, holy shit! But like, I didn't know it was supposed to be soft and calm until I saw
Well, yeah,
the
but
meme, and I'm like, oh my god, so
Yeah,
good.
but the Michael Gambon Dumbledore is not the book Dumbledore.
Right,
at all.
he's like cracked out
The
of his
first
mind.
Dumbledore is a lot closer
Yes,
to the
that's what I
book
hear.
one, but the Michael Gambon Dumbledore works really well for the later movies. He's got like a little bit of an edge to him, a little.
Yeah, I really like
And
that.
it just works.
Quiet.
He's not. He's there. There's a scene where he like, yeah, I think it's in the Goblet of Fire. He like yells silence, and he does it really badly. The first Dumbledore, when he yells silence in like the first movie, it's like perfect. Michael Gambon screws up the silence. It's like bad. It's like silence. It just sounds bad. They should have done a retake of that.
Yeah. But like this is also the point where the CGI really gets good. Like the dragons look fucking sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then also all the practical stuff that is done at the third act, with the whole like Voldemort's resurrection shit.
That's
All
cool.
really cool. Voldemort's resurrection, that CGI's a little wacky.
Yeah. But I love that scene.
But
in the
it's so
graveyard.
tense. It's so good.
It's like slow paced too. It's like Voldemort comes back and then they like summon his fucking friends. And then he just like chastises them all for not like supporting him the past like decade or whatever. And then he's just like, "Oh, Harry, I almost forgot you were here." And then it gets crazy.
Oh, it's so good.
You
Pick up your wand. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
From the very
man.
like Rafe he does such a good job where it's just like you can instantly feel how evil he is, and it's just like, yeah, that's Voldemort.
He's like, oh, some things has changed. I can touch you. Oh man, it's so good. Also the maze scene, like them running through the maze, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and like Crumb is bewitched.
Yeah, that shit is good.
And I like Cedric. Cedric is like honorable too. He's like remember Harry's like almost leaves him there, and then he saves him. He's like, I thought you were gonna let it get me. And then Harry's like, yeah, so did I. And then they get to the end, and he's like, take it, you beat me, or you saved me, take it. And he's like, together.
And that was a mistake.
Cue despair.
I thought I could have it.
Yeah, it's just like it's so fast.
Quick.
Yeah,
and you're like,
it's just like fuck, he's dead.
Yeah, like that's the first like real crazy fucking like just all right, someone's just dead.
Yeah.
Spell just fucking killed them.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yup.
And that's a real
Fucking
big turn. That's a real big turn in the movies. It's when it gets like, oh shit, just got really real.
Yeah.
But also I love the power of the scene with his dad seeing his body. That's my boy.
Yeah.
And the fact that you hear the cheering music and people cheering, and then the slow realization that Harry is sobbing over a dead kid's body.
Yeah.
It's brutal. It's a brutal scene. I also love the mermaid shit stuff too.
And then the scene with Mad Eye.
Oh, him going fucking schizo and realizing he's out of
marvelous creatures, dragons, aren't they?
And
then he like reveals all this shit. He's like, "Did you really think?"
So what was he like?
Were there others in the graveyard? Were there others? I don't think I mentioned anything about a graveyard.
No, it's so good. It's so good.
Marvelous creatures, dragons, aren't they?
But yeah, Goblet of Fire. It's fucking. I'd also give it an 8.5. But I have a lot of great memories. I just don't like that Ron.
Ron hates Harry for like half the movie. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. And then he's just a dick to Hermione for a while too.
Yeah.
Just because he's mad at Harry. It's like, dude, oh my god.
And there's like one other thing that I don't really like. What is it? I lost it. I had it and I lost it.
I don't know. Top 3?
Order of the Phoenix.
Definitely Hollis Part 2.
So for me, Order of the Phoenix. I don't even really know how to tackle this one.
Is it just down a notch because you hate Umbridge so much?
I mean, you're supposed to hate Umbridge.
Yeah, I know, because that's what I was going to say.
I mean, I don't have this one below the other two because I hate something about it. I just like the other two more.
It's definitely Hollows Part 2 for me. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Order of the Phoenix. For me, Order of the Phoenix and Goblet of Fire and Deathly Hallows Part 2 are like so close.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it really depends on like the day. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, Order of the Phoenix is a lot of fun with all the Umbridge shit, honestly.
Yeah. With all the fucking rules and shit she hammers on the wall. With Finch.
And then like the Weasley scene at the. Did you say Finch?
Yeah,
It's Filch.
that's fine, man. The centaurs fucking taking her away.
And I love everything at the Ministry in that movie. That movie does have a little bit that makes me laugh, like the first movie, where it's like goofy, with like it's like when Voldemort possesses Harry, and then there's like these weird shots of Voldemort with like a weird background. Yeah, like that makes me laugh. Like that's like some Sam Raimi shit, dude.
It's some goofball shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
But like watching Harry like have to. This is like the definitive movie where everybody's like, "You're full of shit," and it's like him versus the world, just with like.
Except his core group of people that are like, "We believe you."
Yeah, it's small though.
It's so good, and the army of Dumbledore, like fucking, forming. That stuff is so cool.
Yeah. I guess I just don't have a lot to say about this one. I really liked Sirius, so it's disappointing to see him die. I don't really have any major criticisms for this movie. I don't really love the stuff with Grop, Hagrid's giant brother.
But it comes around full circle,
stuff.
so
I guess it does.
But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he does have a role to play in the end. I don't. How did Umbridge, like in Deathly Hallows Part 1, she's back in the Ministry. Like, how did that happen? How did she get? The centaurs carried her off.
Luck.
How the fuck did that?
It's because they're like.
JK.
How
did we get there?
I think it was more like she was a good villain. Let's just bring her back.
I guess
think it was probably like one of those like where like
didn't she have the locket in the book?
Maybe.
I think she did.
I don't know. I didn't read the book.
But yeah, I don't really have any major criticisms in this movie. I kind of like the whole like political aspect where there's like a huge cover up and the guy in charge is corrupt and afraid. Kind of parallels some things in real life.
Yeah. All right. I'll go and talk about Deathly Hallows Part 2. So, there's just some like minor nitpicks I have.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a 9 out of 10. We'll end this together. Like that scene's goofy as fuck. Them like Harry and Voldemort jumping off the fucking thing, and then some of that weird CGI monstrosity
like
of them combining. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it does look weird.
Like I said, it's a nitpick. It's just certain, like I said, there's some movies I just think are perfect. This is not a perfect movie because I have nitpicks, but it's damn fucking close. I think it's a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Other than the weird like aging up the characters shit, like the makeup looks a little shitty.
Doesn't really bother me.
Like
I think the movie could have ended.
nitpicks.
Like, remember the scene they pan out and like the three of them are standing on the bridge?
Yeah,
it pans out. That it could have ended like that.
Yeah, but they
Probably
wanted
would've
to
been
do fucking
5 years later.
denouement.
Or
Yeah.
10 years later, 20 years later. I don't even know.
I don't know.
It was definitely more than 5 years later.
Also, Ginny stuff.
Yeah, I think it was 20
still doesn't
years
work.
later. I don't know.
Ginny still does not work.
No, yeah, I don't know if it's that actor or just the chemistry.
Like I said, it's the
between
chemistry
two.
between the characters. They one of the actors. They just they don't mesh well.
And I know Daniel Radcliffe has acknowledged that too.
Mm-hmm.
That bothers him still. I think.
Yeah.
I think he says that he could have done a better job at making the chemistry better.
Yeah. But like, this is a true. Like, this was Endgame before Endgame.
Yeah, I mean,
this really felt just epic.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, it is. Absolutely.
You got so much cool payoff. Like, get away from her, you bitch, and fucking killing Bellatrix was fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Harry accepting death was really cool, and then because he had one of the Deathly Hallows.
I love that scene with
was
Voldemort.
So good.
Or not with Voldemort, with Dumbledore.
Yeah, I love that. And also the preemptive stuff of all of the people who've died being like, we are with you.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad shit. It's so good. Snape's death, heartbreaking as shit.
Yeah, I don't even like. Why does Voldemort kill him like that?
Brutally.
Like that's more painful than just fucking. I guess it's so that he's still alive, so that Harry can get the tear. You know, it's like it doesn't really make sense.
It's
Wouldn't he?
convenience.
Wouldn't
It's
he just
convenience.
Avada Kedavra him?
Yeah, but
I
like
don't-
you know, it like
instead he like slits his throat and then makes the fucking snake
just fucking
bash
eat
him. It's like brutal. Like, fuck.
McGonagall
Or
being
maybe
like
in
gleeful
Voldemort's-
to be like, I've always wanted to do this spell.
Maybe in Voldemort's own sick way, he thinks that like Snape deserves more respect than just Avada Kedavra. I don't know. You know,
I chalked it up to Voldemort being an evil bastard.
I remember when he kills Pius.
Yeah.
He's the guy who he's like Voldemort's fake minister for magic, and then he just like kills him because he's like, my lord.
Also, I love the slow-mo scene of fucking Nagini getting chopped. Head chopped off. It's so
Neville is like one of the best characters in this movie.
Neville is great in the movie. It's like, is that all you got?
Oh yeah, on the bridge.
Laughing. And then it breaks down and he goes, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's just, it's a fun time. It's great. It's great. It's sad. It's good payoff. It's just everything you want in a finale. It's just, you know, I have some nitpicks that I can't give it that perfect rating, you know.
I guess my biggest criticism wouldn't even be the movie. It would be more just like the book, I guess, because it's just like the writing, the choices. It's just like, I feel like if George R. R. Martin watched that movie, he'd be like, not enough main characters died. And I kind of agree with him. You know?
Except there is a lot of main deaths. It's just we didn't.
Not really.
The thing is,
Fred dies, and Remus, who is like a major character in one movie that was like forever ago, and Tonks, who nobody cares about. That's like it. They all die, and then like a bunch of extras. That's like literally it.
Yeah.
There's not enough.
Also, Ron's ex dies.
I don't think she does.
I'm pretty sure she does.
No, I don't think she does, actually. I feel like I can remember her being, like, in the background after the battle. Like, when they're all, like, after they kill Voldemort.
Yeah, but I
Doesn't
will
really
agree.
matter.
I will agree, though.
Lavender.
More needs to die. But, like, it didn't happen. So
Yeah, I
it's
think, like, instead of Fred dying, or maybe in addition, like Ron dying would have...
would have been really tragic.
Yeah.
I guess they just didn't want to piss off people by doing, like,
Well, I mean, that's
big death
JK.
like that.
It's JK. It's her story.
Yeah.
She didn't have the balls like Gurm.
Yeah, no, he didn't get fun.
No, but that's something that makes shit more real, you know?
Yeah,
People gotta fucking die.
yeah, it's just, you know, it's nitpicky. Like, oh, more people should have that. But, like, is it still good? Yeah, still good.
Yeah.
No? Number 2.
I mean, my number 2 is Prisoner of Azkaban. So, I was nitpicking, but, like, Deathly Hallows Part 2 is my favorite. I think that Prisoner of Azkaban is probably the best movie of them all. But I think Deathly Hallows is my favorite.
Oh, so you just like the payoff. Really?
I think that, like, objectively speaking, Prisoner of Azkaban is, like, the most well-made movie. Like, Prisoner of Azkaban is the only movie where you, like, notice how good the director is.
Oh, yeah.
And it's directed by a guy named Alfonso Cuarón. This is the only Harry Potter movie that he directs.
Which is sad. Because
Is
he
what it
could have
is, yeah.
he could have done great things.
I think he did, like, Gravity. I've never seen that. That's supposed to be really good. I think so. I can't
I'm
remember.
pretty
what
sure
else.
you're right on that. Gravity is
Alfonso Cuarón. How do you spell his name? Oh, it's with a C. Put in a fucking Q. Yeah, he did Gravity. He did Roma. I remember Roma. That was like a huge Oscar buzz
never
movie
watched
back
Roma.
in the day. Yeah, so I think he's done a lot of foreign films. But yeah, he's really good at. He's really good at a really good director.
Mm-hmm.
He did Gravity, Roma. Looks like a lot of foreign films. Harry Potter 3. Kind of strange thrown in the mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie just has like, it has a completely singular feel.
Mm-hmm.
It feels different from every other movie. The shots are better.
Yeah. More dynamic.
He redesigns the layout of everything. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you noticed that. The layout of the castle, the layout of the way to Hagrid's. In the first two movies, Hagrid's hut is just like on the side. In this movie, there's like a huge,
path,
like a path and a big hill and shit.
Then you can see the tree right near it too.
Yeah, he redesigns everything, like place of the Whomping Willow. Yeah, in the second movie, the Whomping Willow is just like right next to the castle, and this it's like off on its own. Yeah. So and the redesign that he does is what they use for the rest of the series.
It's a good redesign.
Yeah,
it's a really good redesign.
I think he's easily the best director that the series has.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't know why they chose to bring him in for the one movie and then that was it. Maybe that's all he wanted to do. Maybe I don't know.
And then they stuck with Yates for a while.
Well, no, the fourth movie was directed by another one and done.
Yeah.
And then Yates did the rest.
Well, he actively was like, "Yeah, no, that book is it's just too long." So he was like, "I read some of it. I didn't want to keep reading the book." So that's why.
What were you talking about?
The guy who did Goblet of Fire.
He didn't read the whole book?
He's like, "Yeah, I used Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes, abridged version of." That's why it's like.
Well, the movie was 2 hours and 42 minutes as it was.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. I wonder who decides who directs the movies.
J.K.
Can't just be her.
For the Harry Potter movies, it was just her.
I mean, the studio, like, she makes a deal with a studio to make movies, you know?
Wasn't it under WB?
Yeah, she doesn't own WB.
No, that was just a production thing. Is like they helped helm the movie together, and they also funded it.
I would imagine they had some say on who directed
But it was pretty much just JK.
How do you know that?
From interviews. There's so many interviews.
I doubt it was just her, but we don't need to argue about that.
Any more you gotta say about Prisoner?
Like I said, I think that this is like objectively the best movie in terms of just like, it's like the closest to perfect out of any of the Harry Potter movies. It's so good. Everything. I love everything about it. Mm-hmm. You know, I think of like the hippogriff, like the flight of the hippogriff. Buckbeak, yes. And then like that, like, it make you give a shit about this fucking creature, and it's just like another way to make Malfoy into the fucking villain. And Hagrid is still good in this movie. Hagrid is like the first three movies. Hagrid is like a main character, and then after that, not.
Yep.
I just love everything about this movie.
Fair enough.
Even from the beginning with fucking what's her face, Marge, fucking Marge. And I love like the parallel with Cornelius. How in this movie he's like, the Ministry doesn't throw people in Azkaban for blowing up their aunts. And then in the fifth movie, they're like, you protected yourself from Dementors. We gotta just
bipolar.
We gotta fucking.
The government is corrupt.
Yeah, it's just out of the fear for Voldemort. But yeah, I don't have a lot to say, I guess.
All right.
I love everything with Sirius, and I love everything. How do I don't know how. I don't know.
I'll talk about my number 2 then.
Which is
Order of the Phoenix. This movie is like a 9.5 to me. Mm-hmm. It's fucking great. It's like we briefly said, such a great performance of that despicable bitch of a character. Mm-hmm. Umbridge is just perfectly portrayed. Being that like two-faced, nice, like Karen type character, but it's like, no, you step out of line, and I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, the casting was perfect.
Very great.
Even like if you read the book description of her appearance, even like to a T, it's just like perfect.
Yeah. The whole training stuff, everyone's training, everyone getting their Patronuses is so fucking cool. Everything in the Department of Mysteries is so fucking great. The third act is really strong. Like you said,
That's the best fight in the series
it
too.
is, for sure.
It's like the only fight in the whole series where really cool magic is used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole Dumbledore versus Voldemort fight is fucking awesome.
They use like really creative spells and shit. It's just like a showcase. I don't know why that's the only time that they do that. Every other fight is just like two guys shooting laser beams at each other.
Yeah.
Whatevs.
But like it's a great watch, and I'm always excited to rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's number 2.
So my number 1 is Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Hell yeah, and mine's Prisoner of Azkaban.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I love the payoff. I love all the, like the stuff with Snape, like all the whole sequence where Harry like looks through his like life memories basically, is probably. I think this movie just has the best stuff in it, in terms of like movie like there's just so much substance.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's more than just payoff. It
feels
still
like
has
a
a lot
finale.
to add.
Oh yeah, it feels like a whole culmination into like a great final send off to the universe, you know?
And even like before they get to Hogwarts, like the shit with Gringotts, it's cool to see Harry go back to Gringotts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like he goes there in the first movie, and it's like now he's there again, and just like the parallel there.
It felt like just, you know, a farewell tour.
Yeah.
Of the Harry Potter universe, you know?
Yeah.
It was good. It was really good.
It has everything that you want.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a finale, and if anything, that's better than
that. For me, if I count Endgame as a finale, that's really that probably beats Harry Potter's for me.
And I don't think Endgame does for me.
That's fair. You're also a huge Harry Potter
Even
fan.
like Return of the King, like Return of the King, I'd probably say is like a better movie. But as a finale, Harry Potter finale is just so epic. I feel like with Lord of the Rings, like the journey is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Not that it's not with this.
It's unexpected.
I don't even know. Maybe they're just equal. I don't know.
No, that's fair.
But I feel like Lord of the Rings movies are perfect. I don't think this movie's perfect. I just think that it's a perfect finale, like you said.
Yeah.
Like the way it ends things. I don't know.
You have any more to add about Deathly Hallows Part 2?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Prisoner of Azkaban for me, it's in my all-time favorite movies. It's definitely in my top 25 of all time. It's a 10 out of 10 movie for me. Sure, whatever. Nitpick the grandfather paradox bullshit with the fucking
the time travel, yeah.
But like, honestly, if it's a cool first story, I don't give a fuck. It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Time
it's
travel
so
is
cool.
And
the oh shit moment that Harry has to have to be like, I have to do the Patronus charm for the first time at this scale.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Now, the problem with time traveling is it's just like once you do it once and you establish it as this thing that like can be done, and then it's just like, why don't you just time travel for everything, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why, to me, I just wouldn't touch time travel in anything.
Yeah, but it serves the story really well.
Yeah. It's just like,
and,
why don't they ever use the time turner again for anything?
No, they don't. But Remus is an awesome character in this movie.
Yeah, he's
The whole
like
Sirius
amazing in
Black
this
plot of you like being like, oh, he's this dangerous, evil character, and being that like awesome rug pull at the final confrontation.
Yeah, how about that fucking in the Shrieky Shack?
Yeah,
And then like
it's so
Snape
good.
comes in and Harry like
It's
attacks him.
so crazy.
And then he's like, "Keep going, keep telling me what," because they were like in the middle of like explaining shit to him, and then Snape just pulls up.
It's a really crazy.
And that's brutal too, because like Snape actually like has Harry's back.
Mm-hmm.
He's like trying to help, but then Harry's just like, "Fuck you."
It's also even crazier that all happens at the halfway point of the movie.
Yeah, because there's still a ton like that, like because the whole back in time sequence goes on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then everything is working out so fucking well, and then Lupin has to turn into a werewolf.
And that's awesome. That's such a cool foreshadowing moment too. If you notice the little itty bitty bits of foreshadowing, in the fear thing, he sees a moon, and then he does.
Yeah, he turns it into a balloon.
Yes, like all that shit. You're like,
And then-
that's weird. Why
then-
would he be scared of the moon? And then he turns into a fucking
And then
werewolf.
Snape,
and you're like, oh, shit.
Snape is the sub, and he like makes them write an essay about werewolves, and Hermione's like, "But we're not supposed to be learning about werewolves for weeks." And he's like, "You deducted points because you're talking. Fuck you."
But yeah, no, everything about that movie, I sometimes will start with that movie just straight up. Just
No,
because
I mean-
I love it so
And I
much.
understand completely what you're saying. Like I said, I think it is the best made out of all the movies.
Mhm. Like, I think the worst part of the movie is the fucking bus scene, and that's still good.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this is very silly. Like, knowing now what the movie is, it's such a silly scene in a very serious movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun though, yeah.
Yeah, but it's great. And it's the only movie I'll give in the franchise a 10 out of 10. And I've stuck with that forever.
Alrighty.
So, yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's going to be your movie ranking. Let's go into a silly list. What's your top 5 favorite spells of Harry Potter?
Expecto Patronum.
That's number 5?
Yeah.
Interesting. How come?
Cause it's cool, I guess. Like I don't know. It's like you told me you wanted to do this list. And I don't really know how to even do this. Like I can't cast spells. I don't know. I mean, I'd be interested to know what my Patronus would be.
Yeah.
I think it's cool how like everybody has their own.
Yeah, that's really cool. My number 5 would be Accio. I think it's cool to send things to your hand.
It's my number 4.
That's not.
I just picture myself laying on the couch.
Yeah, being like, I want the remote.
Accio
Accio
remote.
yeah. My number 4 is Erecto for 2 reasons. One,
what is that?
it's really funny, and 2, they use it in Goblet of Fire to create the tent.
Oh,
Yeah, so it builds a structure.
I thought that they just had a tent.
No, they do that and builds the tent, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it builds structures. That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's
unique.
pretty cool.
What's your number 3?
Crucio.
That's fine.
Just because I think it's funny when Voldemort's like Crucio, and then I like the part where Harry like casts Crucio, but it doesn't work because he doesn't mean it. I don't know. There's some cool moments with Crucio.
My number 3 is Incendio.
Isn't it Incendio?
My bad.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I like creating fire.
Yeah.
Fire's cool.
Yeah. My 2 is Expelliarmus.
Nice. I'll tell you on my list.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just like used a lot, I guess.
Yeah. My number 2 is Crucio. Because it's really funny when he Why? And also it's a really cool scene when fake Mad Eye is doing it. He's fucking with the bug. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's like.
It's really fucked up and really
then
cool.
Hermione like freaks out.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
And then my number 1 is Wingardium Leviosa because of the classic scene from the first movie.
Wingardium Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
So good. My number one is Expecto Patronum. Because it's like the coolest fucking spell.
What do you think your Patronus would be?
I think I did the test.
Oh, there's a test? Do
Yeah.
you remember what you got?
I think I got a bunny. I'm pretty sure it was either that or like it was some small creature. Yeah, but yeah, that's our little goofy list.
Alrighty.
Let's get into another one of the big ones. Top 10 characters of Harry Potter.
Alright, you can start us off with this if you want. I started with the other stuff.
All right, that's fair. Number 10 for me is Luna Lovegood.
Really?
I think she's so endearing and funny. She's just like this quirky girl that like is like always. But she's so funny.
Hey, everybody, I'm Luna.
She does not sound like that. She is whispery though. She's very whispery. She has like a whisper to everything she says. And
Yeah, she is very
until
endearing.
she's like, Harry Potter, you cannot ignore me.
Listen to me right now.
Yeah, like fucking. No, she's just
like,
fun. And then
she's like, no one alive has seen it. Isn't it obvious? We need to talk to someone who's dead.
Yeah, like she's funny. She has like that. She has like my type of sense of humor. That's
Very
like,
unique.
So quirky and weird.
Very unique character.
And some of her costumes are really funny. She wears some weird outfits.
She like.
I like that she's.
Shoes.
I like that she's important in the battle and the.
Yeah, they actually give her something to do.
Yeah.
There are a lot of characters who are just kind of there.
Yeah,
So
and she's really great in Order of the Phoenix, and I love how she can see those death horses. That's a cool little interesting.
Yeah, what are they called? Thestrals.
No, I want to be able to pull that up.
That's what they're called.
Very nice. But what's your number 10?
Vernon Dursley.
All right.
He's so funny. I wish he was there more. He just eats up every scene.
He does look like a weasel.
Oh, he looks like a fucking pig, bro. That guy is so funny. He's so fat. Oh my god. And it's just like the faces that he makes.
It's pretty funny.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Every time he's in any movie, it's so funny. I wish there was more of him. I love him. I love Vernon.
Anything else?
He's the best.
Alright. And why is he only number 10?
Because he's not in it more.
That's fair. Yeah, you got me there. I got a hot take for number 9.
Okay.
Ron Weasley. Wow. We both have hot takes.
Is it a hot take?
I think so, because he's, like one of the main characters.
Ron Weasley is my 9.
Yeah. That's kind of
Lucky to be on the list.
See, that's why I thought you would have been like, no, I don't like your list, because you have Ron so low. And I was like, oh, well.
And what's so great about Ron, honestly?
Yeah.
Like, he has his moments, but...
He eats funny candy. Makes him sound like a lion.
They all eat the candy.
Yeah, I know. I like the romance with Hermione. I don't mind that.
It's certainly not one of the worst romances in the series.
No, they don't do romance well.
No, none of them are particularly good.
Most of them are quite weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's fine. He's a fine character.
He's Harry's sidekick.
Yeah. Not remarkable, but good character.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Bellatrix.
My number 8. Or do you want to elaborate first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I already said it briefly, but I think she is very fun. She's just over the top in the best way.
Very over the top.
I like her line delivery is so it feels.
Itsy,
It just
baby.
it just it just feels like icky, like ugh,
Yeah, like Tim Burton. Like Tim Burton ick.
No, not like that ick.
Yeah.
I don't get, no.
Yeah, ick.
But she's just, you love to hate her. And she is also, just so much fun. Just a fun character. Fun, despicable piece of shit.
Despicable indeed.
But yeah, no, a very, very good character. However, I'll never forgive her for killing Sirius.
Yeah, that sucks.
I kill Sirius.
It's a good one.
Bastard.
My 8 is Hermione.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I think that she and Ron are pretty close. They're just not. I mean,
I don't know.
just not like she's just not one of the more fun characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a lot to say necessarily. I like more interesting characters. Like the most interesting thing about her is like that she's Muggle born, I guess. And I guess she just knows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she does.
I know things. But she does not drink wine.
No. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. That's why she's not hired, because I just don't even have a lot to say about her. She's just there. They're Harry's friends. They support Harry, and that's like one of their defining traits is that they're just supporting Harry.
Okay.
She's not like funny or anything. I like funny characters.
I know. Alright. Number 7. I got Minerva McGonagall.
Really?
Yeah. She's a great character.
Not on my list.
Oh yeah, she's not funny.
No.
No, she's just a really great character. I like her standing up to Snape. That was awesome scene. Also, her getting gleeful to use the spell to defend the castle.
So you have her at number 7 all because of a couple things she does in one movie?
No. That is a lot of good points.
Okay, then what else do you like?
I like her standing up to Umbridge, and then like that.
That's a
really
great scene, like with the stairs.
Yeah, and showing the power dynamic shifting as they're getting higher. Yeah. Like that sort of stuff. Like she every time she's on screen, like she's so good. Like the actress is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean all of
like Maggie Smith.
all of the legacy actors that they get for the movies are great.
Mm-hmm.
The only issues with the acting is like the kids early on.
Yeah, I agree.
But they do start very young, like how like
11, 12
years old. Yeah. Although I mean, some of the characters in Game of Thrones were like 11, and they were all good. So I don't know. They figured it out.
What's your number 7?
Lucius Malfoy. Hilarious.
He's not on my list.
Oh, come on.
No.
Like how
he's a big old nothing character most of the fucking franchise.
Yeah, like how am I gonna put Hermione over Lucius Malfoy? He's just the best.
That's crazy.
He's so funny. He's so fun. I have the cane. I love that shit.
You have the cane?
Yes.
I never knew that.
I wanted that from the first time I saw it. I always thought he was so cool.
That's awesome.
Funny. Every scene with him, even when he's like a bitch at the end, it's hilarious. My lord. I require your wand. And then he just breaks off the piece. It's like anything with Lucius is hilarious. And then like when he summons Snape to kill him, he's like, fetch Severus for me. Like before that, he's like, how do you live with yourself? It's all just, I just, everything that he's a part of. If it rains, you'll be the first to know. I love everything with Lucius. He's so funny.
That's fair.
And funny things.
I knew you really liked him, so I knew he was gonna be on your list.
Oh yeah, I have the cane. I wanted the cane.
You have the wig?
No.
You should get the wig.
I should.
Get the wig, get the robes, and
dude,
that's your Halloween costume. There you go.
That would make one person wearing a Halloween costume again. That'd be nice.
Number 6, Sirius Black.
Okay.
He's awesome. I just wish there was more. But he is in my favorite movie. And he is great in that movie.
Very interesting character, given like all the backstory.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And also, you know...
Like losing your voice all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Guess I was talking too much. But like... Yeah, no. Fucking Gary Oldman. You know,
He actually...
he's so good.
He doesn't think he did a good job.
Really?
Yeah, I saw like clips of him talking about how he doesn't think he did a very good job in
That's
Sirius
crazy.
Black.
I think he's great.
Yeah, me too.
I also like the fatherly relationship he
Gary
has with Harry.
Oldman.
He's old man. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
Sirius is great. I like how he turns into a black dog. I think that's really cool. That's his form of choice.
Yeah.
I just wish we got the backstory of like why they do that. Why he's an animagus.
Do you not know?
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you don't get the explanation.
No, but like that's like a touching thing.
And it's
of
cool.
why
Like
they do that.
they're all like unregistered. Like when
Really?
you're an animagus, you're supposed to like register it with the ministry. Like they're supposed to know.
Really?
Yeah, they like
I
keep
did not
track
know
of
that.
every animagus.
Yeah, they don't touch on that either.
Yeah, no, they're like him and James and Peter Pettigrew. They're all like
Peter!
They're all like illegal
Oh, Peter!
anime guy.
Come out, Peter!
Come out to play.
That's so good! Oh, man. What's your number 6?
Dobby.
We can't put him on the list.
You just don't like any good characters, I
Dude,
guess.
he's like not in the movies!
Bro,
At all!
Dobby,
He's in the second movie, and I don't like that movie. I think it's mid.
I
And he just pops
I was
up
more
again.
sad when Dobby died than I was when Dumbledore died. Not even close.
Yeah, me too, even though
I like wanted to cry when Dobby died. I was like heartbroken.
Which is kind of wild, because he really is only in 2 movies.
Yeah. But I fucking loved him in the first movie that he was in. He's so charismatic.
He's supposed to be a bigger character. They like read him out of a bunch of the movies.
Yeah, he does make maybe like cameos, maybe a little more than that, like scenes, you know. He'll,
Yeah.
he has appearances in other books, I think. But I love him. Like I know a lot of these characters that I have are, you know, very insignificant side characters for large portions, but it's just like I love them.
They're endearing to you.
Yeah, when I think of
That's
favorite
fair.
characters, these are the characters that come to mind.
No, that's fine. Hey, I'm not judging your pick. I'm just saying it's not my list.
No, I know. I just
I have no problems with that. I do
I
like
just
that.
wanna
If
elaborate, I
we were doing the top 15, he would have been on the
it's
list.
like, to me, it's not about just screen time or being in every movie. Like there are a bunch
agree.
of characters that are in every movie that I just don't really care for that much. It's like Ron and Hermione. I like them. I just like Dobby better.
That's fair.
Yeah. So.
Number 5, Remus Lupin.
Wow.
I love Remus. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising with how much I love Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. That's
A
true.
lot
I mean,
of the characters.
I love him in that movie.
A lot of the characters that are high on my list, if they are really amazing in that movie particularly, you're high on my list.
One of the reasons that I'm bitter on him is because I loved him so much in that movie, and you never get that again.
Yeah, you don't get.
He doesn't get to do anything.
You
in any of the
get
other
one
movies.
more good scene with Lupin, and that's with the.
In part 2
a
after he's
bunch-
dead.
No, he's part of the many Harrys.
I mean, he's with them, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the last
But
good scene.
is that like a good? That's not like a good Lupin scene though.
No, I said that's
He's
the
just-
last
he's
good
just
scene
there.
he's in.
Like he like holds Harry back after Sirius dies, and then he just like lets him go.
Yeah.
Kind of bizarre, actually.
Weird.
Dude. Snow White's supposed to be beautiful too. That girl is just not.
Skin as white as snow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, we're doing a modern take.
We always go back to fucking. God damn it! We only
Dude, I saw
every
the-
fucking podcast.
No, I saw the most bizarre ad for Snow White. It was like an insurance ad.
Yeah.
You saw that?
Yes, it's during UFC. They played it so many times.
I didn't see it during UFC. I
Holy
think I saw it on
fucking
YouTube
shit,
or something.
dude.
But it's like an insurance ad that's
Yeah.
like a Snow White ad, and it's like, what the fuck? And they show the dwarves, and they
They're
look
desperate.
terrible.
Yeah, they look shit. Yeah. Like, why is Peter Dinklage like fucking a CGI dwarf? He's already a dwarf. Like, let him be.
Peter Dinklage isn't in the movie at all, is he?
Pretty sure he is. He got cast, and then he was pissed that they're like, calling them dwarves.
Wait, so what does he do in the movie?
As one of the dwarves.
Like one of the voices?
Yeah.
But they don't use his body.
He might be doing the mocap.
Is he really in the movie?
From
I
what I know.
I thought he wasn't in the movie. No, he's not in this. He's
Oh, wow.
He's not in this cast list. This guy is. That guy is in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
He's like really short.
Anyway, fuck's not
Yeah, he's 4 feet tall. He's shorter than Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage is like 4'5", I think.
Did you say your number 5?
Voldemort.
Nice.
Voldemort is my number 5.
Yes, he's not on my list.
He's not on your list?
No.
All right, that I have a problem with.
I know you would.
That I have a problem with. Everything else I'm fine with. That I have a problem with that. How is he not on your list?
He's like a number 11 for me. He's like just off the list.
Who was your number 10? Luna Lovegood! Bro, come on. You think Luna Lovegood is better than Voldemort?
Yeah.
Like, I feel about Voldemort how you feel about Bellatrix. He's like so deliciously evil.
Yeah, like he's a great.
And I think he's like
Like-
interesting. Like, I don't really think Bellatrix is interesting. Like, Voldemort's backstory is like really cool and interesting.
Yeah, like I don't know. He's like barely off the list. 'Cause
He's
I
the
enjoy
big
it.
bad. I love every scene with Voldemort. The Ralph Fiennes version. Like,
Yeah.
the scene in the first movie, and like, come here, Potter!
Okay.
Now!
Okay.
well, all right then. But yeah,
No, he's great.
even like the Tom Riddle character in the second movie is great, and then the scene in the graveyard, this scene in the fifth movie at the Ministry. Voldemort is not in the sixth movie. There are a couple of Tom Riddle flashbacks. There is no Rafe Fiennes.
Ralph?
Ralph.
Who's Ralph?
He's not in that movie.
No Ralph?
And then he's barely in the seventh movie. He has that one scene at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then he like fights Harry, and they like fuck up the power lines, and then that's it. That's it. And then he gets the Elder One at the end,
And he shoots a skybeam.
and he tortures. There's like one little flash where he tortures Ollivander,
True.
and that's like it. And then he's in the last movie a lot. So my only criticism of Voldemort is I wish he was in the movies more.
I agree.
He's the one character where it's just like I don't have a problem with Dobby not being in the movies more. Like Voldemort, why does he not get more screen time? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he is like a perfect villain.
He's great.
Sometimes it's okay to have a villain who's just
Evil. Yeah.
it like his motive. He doesn't really have
Like
a motivation.
Sauron.
He just likes what he's fucking doing. He just
Like-
likes to be evil.
Yeah, no, him and Sauron just being evil for evil's sake.
I do have some
Fine.
problems with Sauron, as it pertains to the movie. They don't flesh out the character very well. There's so much
Yeah.
lore, and they give you like none of it.
No, but I'm saying
And that
like
happens with Voldemort too a little bit, where it's like
Yeah.
there's so much more lore than what they actually give you. Apparently, they're making a Voldemort Tom Riddle series, which could be really good.
or
The recent track record suggests possibly otherwise.
yeah. But yeah. All right. Number 4? Unless you have more to talk about Voldemort.
No, you're number 4. Let's...
Yeah, no, I didn't know if you were done with Voldemort or...
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I made my point.
All right.
One thing, actually...
You lied to me.
I'm sorry. It's kind of weird how Voldemort doesn't really understand how the wands work.
Yeah, it's a bit goofy.
Yeah, like, I think he would understand. Like, I get that he's arrogant and all that, but I feel like he would understand. If it's disarming, not killing, I feel like he would know that.
Mm-hmm.
Although, wouldn't killing be disarming?
Yeah, that's why both work.
Yeah, but the wand, when he killed Dumbledore, Draco had already disarmed him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then Harry wrestled the wand out of Draco's hand. He wrestled Draco's wand. It wasn't even the Elder Wand.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that the Elder Wand belonged to Harry because he wrestled Draco's wand out of his hand. That seems silly. That seems really silly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I use my hands to take your wand out of your hands. So that means that every wand that belongs that answers to you now answers to me.
Yep.
That's some JK bullshit, bro.
Yep. All right, number 4. Hagrid. I love Hagrid. He's great. He's just like, he's great. He's just a happy-go-lucky guy.
I think Hagrid might be like the most charming character in the whole series.
You can't. There's not a single thing he does
Such a lovable
or says
goof.
that you'd be like, no, I don't like that. No, I love everything that Hagrid does. He's so wacky. He has some wacky friends. He's friends with a big ass spider.
And he's just like I love his love for like creatures.
Little creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, like Buckbeak, fucking.
The dragon.
The dragon, yeah. No, it's just like...
His fucking oldest friend is a giant spider.
Yeah.
My oldest friend he was. He talks like fucking Yoda in that scene. Fucking, he's like, how did you manage to kill it? And he's like, my oldest friend he was.
But yeah, no, he's just fun. He's a great character. He's in my top 4.
My number 4 is Dumbledore.
Nice.
Dumbledore, got style. Particularly Dumbledore 2.
That's fair.
But the first Dumbledore works in those 2 movies.
I agree.
It all works really well.
Serves the themes and
feel bad that the guy dies, but
yeah, that's
works out well because I can't really picture that guy doing
what Dumbledore becomes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it didn't necessarily have to become that, but I feel like that Dumbledore wouldn't have worked as well given what the movies become.
Yeah, no, I
feel
agree.
like the movies become a little too dark for that guy.
Yeah, no, happy guy that's just old as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and he does good. No, I agree.
No, you like the scene that I think of is the scene in the second movie where they're like watching the Phoenix rise from the ashes, and he's just like so happy watching it. It's like so authentic. Yeah. But I love Dumbledore too. He's like a badass.
He is. He's like almost a fucking a hardened general in an army.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I don't like, and I know that this goes back to the books. In the 5th movie, he like distances himself from Harry because he thinks that will somehow help something with Voldemort being able to like read his mind or something. I don't even know.
It's convoluted, J.K.
Yeah,
bullshit.
I don't really like that.
That's fair.
But and then I don't like some of J.K.'s retcon bullshit with Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
But I don't really count that.
No, I don't. No, we're not. Hey,
like
in this podcast episode, we're not talking about those movies.
That doesn't exist.
Agreed.
It's not real.
Yeah. Anything else?
Dumbledore's got style.
Number 3, Harry Potter.
My number 3 is Hagrid. So
Nice.
I pretty much agree with everything you said. I love Hagrid.
He just, he's one of those characters that he pops up and you're like, yes, let's go. But yeah, Harry, main protagonist.
Harry's my 2.
He's great. Like Daniel Radcliffe plays him perfectly.
Yeah.
He's like, he is Harry.
Yeah.
He's a good protagonist, you know? He's like a good character that
Well, he's just like naturally interesting because of all the shit that's
all
happened
the shit
to
that
him.
happened, his backstory,
Yeah,
the
the
whole
backstory.
getting part of Voldemort's soul embedded into him, and that's why he has that scar.
Boy who lived.
Like that all that stuff is cool. The fact that everyone's like, you're gonna be a great wizard, like you're gonna be the one who saves us all. Essentially, you're the chosen one in the prophecy. It's like
And it's like you see him go through like all these phases and all these emotions, you know, like the happy, the sad, the pain, the suffering,
yeah, you really follow him and you understand. Yeah,
you kind of see everything through his eyes.
it just there's two other characters that I like more.
But he doesn't feel like a bland.
No, he's fleshed
You know,
out.
it's
He's
like
real. He's authentic.
Yeah, there are a lot of characters who like their whole job is to just be like the audience's perspective. It's not really like that with him. Like you kind of see things from his perspective.
Yeah,
But there's so much more than that.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And he's just like, I feel like his defining trait is just like courage.
Oh yeah, he's all like anytime he's beaten down, he will always get up and
Yeah,
like
it's
fight
like
forward.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, that's a good. Yeah, that's a very good comparison. Age range too. That's about right. Good stuff. Yeah, my number 2 is Severus Snape.
Fuck, I'm curious about your one.
I love Snape. Alan Rickman, dude.
Alan Rickman
He
is so good for that.
Is
Did you know their first choice for that role was fucking Abomination?
really? God, I'm so glad they went with Alan Rickman.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
God. Woo! Yeah, no. Snape is fucking awesome. And he has the most hidden depth
Yeah.
that gets shown in like you're peeling back the layers in the later movies.
He's like
and you're like, holy shit, you're like
Yeah.
one of the most pure good characters that literally is acting out of like love and a promise.
And he's like he's the like one character that just feels so consistent and singular.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's your number 1.
Yeah, it is. Just his little mannerisms and his demeanor, everything about him is just so fun.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, no, and like also his death scene, and him just that line. Let me just see your eyes. You have your mother's eyes. Like that stuff that's so good. It's like the last thing he sees is Lily's eyes, and that's who he wanted, and that's so powerful. That's such a
Yeah.
powerful scene. He's also like I think leaps and bounds the best actor.
Mm-hmm.
In any of the movies. He just really he's so like how he talks is so slimy and like articulate.
No, everything is
It's great. It's so meticulous.
so intentional. And
Yeah, no, he's great.
Detail. It's like the actor like doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's just Snape.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's also how I feel about my number 1. That like
I have no idea.
it's Hermione.
Oh, you're getting a phone call.
That's not important.
As long as it's not fucking with anything.
Oh no, that doesn't.
Wait, Hermione's your number 1?
Yeah. I've always been a big fan of Hermione.
Huh?
I've always been a huge fan of Hermione. I think she's like really like a really fun character. Has a lot of depth for not being the main protagonist. I don't know. She's portrayed very well, and everything just seems authentic, like in her portrayal. And I never had a problem with like she's like the one child actor that I didn't think really had hiccups.
Really?
Like early on.
I kind of thought I feel like I thought Ron was the one who
Also-
was probably the best in like the first movie
I agree. Yeah.
in terms of acting.
Yeah. Not character wise.
Yeah. No, I just.
But like I don't know. She just I like a good smart character that knows she's smart And then the reveal that the reason why she's so smart and like able to do it is with the time turner. I thought that was really cool. Also, she's awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
Like she's so
That
fucking
is-
good in that movie, and that like I said, if you're really awesome in that movie, it helps you out, my eyes.
She feels like more powerful in that movie almost.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even really know how to explain it. She kind of just feels like, as far as like students go, she just feels like more powerful than the rest of them. She's learning more, and she has like this magic tool that no one else has.
And like you said too, the mudblood stuff.
Yeah.
It's such a cool thing. It's like it ties her to like the villains more because they hate them.
It's wizard racism.
Yeah, they hate mudbloods, and it's like it's like a slur. It's like fucking, it's crazy, and it gives especially more weight with fucking like also another character I like, Bellatrix, of her just like snapping at her and knowing how.
Well, that's one of the things. Like Voldemort and his whole group, like they they hate Muggles.
Yeah.
And so they hate mudbloods.
Yeah, it's just good stuff. I don't know. I like when you were saying that, like, she's just fine. I was like, I don't see that.
I think she's better than fine. Top 10 is top 10.
Yeah, top 10 is still top 10, but like, she is my favorite character.
I guess I just don't think Ron and Hermione are as interesting as some of the other characters.
That's fair.
They're just like I kind of view them as like sidekicks.
I will agree with you with Ron.
Yeah.
I don't think Hermione is really a sidekick because a lot of the time she's leading the charge. She's coming up with a lot of the ideas. Like, sure.
That
like
is
Harry,
true.
Like, the fact that Harry's allowed to succeed a lot of the time is because of with Hermione's help.
Yeah.
Like, being like, hey, no, this is
Especially
what we should do.
in the second movie. Not that you like that movie.
No, the second one, but especially the third movie.
Yeah,
the whole reason they actually succeed is because she has what she has.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the list. Any final thoughts? Harry Potter's awesome.
Yeah,
we love Harry Potter.
We
just don't love what happened to the franchise.
No, how about when you make something great
just let it be great.
You finish it and you somehow manage to make it great all the way through to the end?
Mm-hmm.
Just let it end.
Agreed. Finality is not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Hollywood needs to
all good
take some
things
notes.
must come to an end.
Agreed.
But when you won't let a good thing come to an end, you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. That's true.
This bullshit that it's turned into is...
It's bullshit.
It's a villain.
It's a... You're not wrong. But yeah, that's going to be our Harry Potter episode. If you have any thoughts on any of the lists, please put it in the comments. Who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? Do you have a top 10 characters in Harry Potter? Please let us know. Or do you have a favorite spell? Let us know. Let us fucking know. We want to know your opinions. No opinion's the wrong one until it is.
But we all know which one's the right one.
It's mine.
That's whatever I say.
Of course, me. But next week, we are going to have a pretty interesting episode. We have Mickey 17. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've been hearing great things.
Yeah?
A lot of great early reviews. And we have tomorrow, Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
Born Again. I've been hearing really great things.
I've been hearing great things about the first 2 episodes, but there is like a trend with these Marvel shows where they tend to start strong. So hopefully this one starts strong, middle is strong, and finishes strong.
I'll discuss this with you, but maybe we do like a mini review for shorts to get our opinion out there.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Not bad after we watch the episodes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm like on cloud nine. I'm so excited. It's been 8 years, man. It's been 8 fucking years.
Do the episodes drop at like 3 a.m. or something?
Probably like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we will see you next week, and